Hello, welcome to Breakaway with Dawn and Friends. Today I have my mother in law, Grace.
Hi.
I asked Grace, my mother in law, to join us because she has a very inspiring story. And I've always told her she should write a book and share her story because she came here to California, to the United States with nothing and really has succeeded and is living the American dream. And so I thank you for coming on.
Thank you for inviting me. Thank you for letting me be here.
And I hope you and all of our listeners will enjoy and find your story very inspiring
Thank you.
and help someone.
Thanks.
So we'd like to start, how you came here, what age, and
Well, yes, I was 16 years old. We used to live in Tijuana, which is the borderline of San Diego and Tijuana. And I always wanted something better,
mm-hmm.
a better life, because it was so different, the two cultures between Mexico and San Diego and United States.
Mm-hmm.
So I put in my mind that I needed to jump to the other side, so to speak.
Literally.
Literally. So I did. I crossed the line and I came to the United States, to San Diego
Mm-hmm.
first, and then to Los Angeles
Mm-hmm.
at the age of 16 with no English
Wow.
whatsoever. Didn't know the city or
Wow.
anything.
Mm-hmm.
And it was very, very hard at the beginning. But eventually I started working and by myself. I rent a room and start working doing drapes, costume drapes. From there, I'd fallen in love with this gentleman, Richard, and then we have 4 kids. Then I became legal,
Mm-hmm.
and after that, I went to school. I started going to school.
So at 16, you came here.
Yes.
And you shortly fall in love, start to have kids.
Yes.
So at what age did you go to school?
It was 22.
So
22
6 years, yeah.
I started going to adult school for English.
Mm-hmm.
For English. It was only like 2 hours, 3 hours while the kids were in school.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, I went to college.
Mm-hmm.
I went to college, but by that time, it was already like 10 years being here. No, maybe like 15 years being here. I started to realize after working and working, and I was working in and some jobs that I didn't wanted to work, like continuing and doing the drapes
Mm-hmm.
or selling things,
Mm-hmm.
clothes and everything. But I hustled a lot with my kids because by that time I got divorced with 4 kids.
Mm-hmm.
So I started working and then going to college and divorce
And raising 4 kids.
and raising 4 kids by myself, 2 boys, 2 girls. And I went and then I got my AA degree. And then I started working as in child care resource center,
Mm-hmm.
and then a social worker.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got my certificate, my title as a social worker. I went to Cal State University.
Wow.
And I was working full time, mother and full time mom, and going to university.
Yep.
To Cal State over there in LA.
Wow.
Every single day. So it was hard with teenagers.
Yeah.
It was so hard,
Mm-hmm.
but I did it. And then I remarried, and it was wonderful. It was very, very nice. Unfortunately, my husband passed away of cancer. And then we bought a house, and then we bought another house, but both of us working, always working, always, all the time. We have to, you know, I really think that we have to look up. We have to look for ourselves, for our family, in order for us, and push ourselves to succeed.
Yeah, I think that, you came here with intention.
Yes.
You came here with a dream, a goal. And I think nowadays that's where people, I could think, get lost. Or I like to say they float through life
Mm-hmm.
because they don't have a vision. They don't have goals. They don't have dreams for whatever reason, what holds them back. But I always felt your story inspiring because you came here and you learned English.
Yes, I
You
did.
got an
I did.
education. You put yourself through college. You've raised four beautiful kids, on your own most of the time. And then you remarried
Yes.
and got, your husband and had some support there. But you continue to thrive and to work and
Yes.
build your portfolio.
Yes.
You've owned multiple homes.
Yes.
You've helped all your children, your grandchildren. Like, you came here with a vengeance. You came here and you took advantage of what California has to offer, as you should, right?
Exactly.
So you came here, and I think that people need to, even now, like, considering when you grew up and what you dealt with and how hard it was. I remember one time you telling me it's pouring down rain, but it didn't stop you to go to work. You wrapped your baby up, got on the
Yes.
bus, and went to work. Like,
Yes.
it's things like that when you don't have a choice and you're determined and you want something, you did it. And I feel our kids these days don't have that because everything is at their fingertips,
Yes. Absolutely.
and because we don't want them to struggle like we did, we overcompensate. So I think it's been hard knowing what we've gone through. And granted, I have we're not the same age, and I have my own.
Exactly.
I mean, we all
Yes.
have our own stories,
Yes.
right? But I also worked at a very young age. I was as soon as I can work, 16. Oh, no, sorry. I actually started selling candy door to door at 12. So I've been working since I was 12. You've been working since you were what, 5?
I started working since it was like 6, 7
Mhm.
years old in
Mhm.
TJ.
Mhm.
In TJ. I
Yeah.
was working since then.
Yeah.
And walking by myself,
Mhm.
12, 13, blocks by
Mhm.
myself.
Mhm.
So I was working hard. So I came over here. So it was hard, but not that hard like in Mexico.
Right.
In Mexico, I used to go to school and then working in the afternoon and working in the night.
Mm.
Afternoon, I had to work doing laundry.
Mhm.
Doing laundry for the neighbors.
And you're a kid.
And I was a kid doing laundry.
Gosh.
Washing and
Yes,
ironing.
yes.
Okay. And then in the night, I used to go to a restaurant making tortillas.
Mm-hmm.
And I was only 9, 10 years old.
Mm.
And then in the day to school. If you don't have money, you don't eat in Mexico.
Yeah. And you had siblings, right? Like, are you the oldest? I can't remember.
No, I'm the third one.
The third one.
Or 12.
Of 12. But you really taken on that mother role, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
All the time. Yeah. When I came over here, my 2 sisters and my little brother came to live with me.
Mm-hmm.
And my other brother, till now, he called me mom.
Yeah.
Yeah. And my little sisters as well.
Yeah, you have 4 kids, and oh gosh, how many grandkids? You have 2, 4,
7,
5.
I think.
7. Yeah.
7.
Wow.
7 grandkids.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you've helped them all. I mean, you're definitely the matriarch of this family.
Apparently, yes.
You are, whether you want to be or not, lady.
Apparently, yes.
And I mean, that I wonder, how do you cope with that? I mean, that has to be a lot of pressure.
It's a lot of pressure.
Right? Or stress.
But I'm
right?
very, very happy, and I'm proud of my family.
Mm-hmm.
I'm proud of my family, my kids. I'm proud of them. With the ups and downs that they have in life, I'm
Which
proud
we all
of them.
do. Yeah.
I'm proud of them. And I always said, and I'm going to say it again, I really think that you were my daughter from another mother.
I know.
All the time. I'm like, I don't know. I think she's my daughter. I think it's because the way you were raised, working since you were little, and you are such a hard worker, such a with that spirit that you have, so strong. And you want something, you go for that, and you get it.
Yeah, I know. I struggle with that because I obviously had my own journey. And when I had kids, you go into it, I'm going to do this differently. I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to do this for my kids. And I think that comes to bite you back in the butt.
Well, because we don't know. We don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
That's
Mine are
why.
still young and I hope there's
Yes,
still
they're
hope.
still young.
There's still hope for
So
them.
enjoy them right now because once
Yeah.
they come like 15, 16, 18, forget about it. You're never going to end.
I'll never have a say again, huh? They think they know it all.
Ah, yes. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, but I just wanted to share your story because,
Thank
you truly
you.
came here with nothing,
Nothing. Absolutely
not
nothing.
knowing I'll say it again, not knowing the language, not knowing the culture. You only had two
Nothing.
brothers when you came here. You
Yes.
didn't have anyone else. And you came here, like I said, with a vision, a goal, and you made it happen for yourself. And I think you surpassed what you possibly dreamt of or thought
Yes.
you would, right?
Yes. Absolutely.
And I think you
Absolutely.
made the path for your family because you do have a very successful family.
Thank
Those
God.
that you
Thank
brought
God.
here, like
Yeah.
you said, your sister,
Raul, my
yep,
brother.
yep. All of them. I think all your siblings are successful, have their own family, and they've made their way.
Yes.
And it was, I don't want to say take away anyone's hard work, but it really did come from you.
Probably.
I
Probably.
think so. Yeah,
I hope so.
I
I don't
think
know.
so.
But it was very, very hard. But at the end, if I didn't went through what I went through,
Hmm.
probably I will not be here.
That's true.
It was hard, but I think uh, it was God who put me through this.
Yes, God is good. Yeah.
You know
Yep.
what I mean?
Yep.
It is what it is.
Yeah, I feel we all have a purpose in life, right?
Yeah.
So, and this was yours, and you do it well. So
Yes.
I think for this, for people that live here and that were born here, I don't think they realize the privilege that they have, right? And you see a lot of kids go down the wrong path or just float
Yes.
and not have direction. And it's just so hard to see that because, you and I were raised differently. We
Totally
had to grow up
differently.
fast, right? We
Totally.
had to be young adults,
Yes.
and figure it out. And granted, you don't want your kids to go through that, but if this reaches a young person, my suggestion would be to just have a goal and set small goals, right? Like you don't want to set yourself up to fail.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it's literally starts with just one thing a day. Do one thing a day. And if it's making the bed, like you literally start
Making the
with one
bed.
thing. I'm going to
Yes.
make my bed every day.
Yes.
After you get into that, the next day, I'm going to do, this on this day. Like you really have to set little things to structure yourself,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then I'm just going to go to school every day. I'm going to be on time every day. Like it's just little things. You have to set realistic goals and then they get bigger and bigger and bigger. And then I think you can find where you need to be because I think a lot of them, I don't know what I want to do. I don't know. You don't have to, but you got
Yeah.
to have a
Yeah.
direction,
Yeah.
right?
Totally. I totally agree with you. Totally agree. Because they said that all depends how you have your room is
Mhm.
how you're gonna feel inside.
Yes, yes.
So
Yep.
I try to tell them, to
Yep.
tell the kids, clean your room. At
Mhm.
least start with your bed, like exactly like
Yes.
you said,
Yeah.
your bed, and then it's gonna be the bathroom.
Yes.
Just if you walk in the room and it's clean, you feel good.
Yep.
But if it's a mess, you're gonna have a mess.
Yep. I remember
So
someone telling me, I think it was a doctor that I worked with, if your bed under your bed is not organized, your life is not organized.
yes,
And so it was one of her pet peeves that she made sure under her bed was organized. So for the record, I don't have anything under my bed. I choose not to have the space there. One less thing I
oh
have to
my
worry about.
God.
One less thing I have to worry about. But when she told me that, I was like, okay, good. I don't want space under my bed anymore.
Oh my God.
But see, I knew myself, right? Like,
Yes,
and I'm outnumbered at home. So I can't do it all for everybody. So I
that
choose
is
my
true.
battles, right?
Yes.
So I was like, no more will I have an opening under my bed. But I just, I hope you know how inspiring you are,
Oh, thank you.
not
Thank
just
you.
through my eyes, but I think through all your kids and your siblings and your family members. And even you were a social worker for how many years?
Yes. Like for 18 years.
Gosh, for 18
18
years.
years.
So I
And
can
I miss working. I miss working in that field.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I just stopped because my husband, when he
Right,
passed
right.
away.
And that's not an easy field,
No, it's
so
not. No, it's not. It's very, very stressful.
yeah. I know I have a few friends that are social workers or in that
Mhm.
field, and they're like, "Why did I do this?" Because it's just so heartbreaking,
It's
right?
heartbreaking.
But I'm sure you've touched many lives and helped so many people, and I hope you know that.
Yes, thank you. Yeah,
Mm.
I know. I know. There were teenagers that girls that used to call me the middle of the night, raining,
Mm,
come and pick me up. I just been
mm,
molested
mm,
or
mm,
things
mm,
that they
mm.
did.
Right,
And I did a lot of things that they were not allowed to do it,
right,
like go and pick them up and take it to the,
right,
of course, to the hospital and everything.
right.
But after that, where? To my house.
Yeah.
I'm not supposed to, but
What can you do?
yeah.
Yeah.
Then till the following day, then I will take him to a
Wow.
shelter or whatever. Yeah, and it's
Wow.
hard
Yeah.
because I was working with foster kids.
Hmm. But imagine where that person is now. And they'll never
Yeah,
forget she was there when I called her.
yeah,
Right?
yeah.
That's beautiful. I think that's amazing. And I think that's our way of giving back, right? Because we
Yes,
struggled. We, tried to make a better life for ourselves. And, you just want to be that hand to that person, right?
yes. I remember when I took the classes for social worker. I remember that the teacher, when he said that we had to have an make an essay
Hmm.
about your childhood,
Oh boy. Uh-huh.
that was really devastating for me. Very devastating. And everybody, we had to go in the front and do the presentation. But before that, I told him, "How dare you? How dare you
Hmm.
put me through this?
Mm.
Open those doors that they were
Close.
closed."
I know.
But I remember exactly what he told me. If you wanted to become a social worker, if you're not willing to help yourself and open those windows that they were closed, those doors, then you're not going to be able to help nobody. And I was
Wow.
like, oh, because I was crying.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was crying. It was like,
Wow.
that's what he said.
So you had to open that window or
Yeah,
that door.
I had to open the window because then I will not be able to help nobody if I don't help myself
Mhm,
first.
mhm. Yeah, I think
Yes,
that's a beautiful message, right? I think
yes.
we need to remember we need to, yes, help ourselves, love ourselves.
And,
If
and forgive
yes, and
ourselves.
exactly, right?
Forgive
Because
ourselves.
we are hard on ourselves. That is so true.
Hmm.
Wow.
It's like if somebody does something bad to you, you forgive.
Mhm.
Not to make them forgive. ¿Cómo quiero decirlo? You forgive for you,
Yourself, yes,
for
not for the
yourself,
other. Yes.
not for the other person.
No. Yes. No.
It's for yourself.
Yeah, I think that's hard for a lot of people, and I don't think some people just refuse to get that. You forgive for yourself because
It's for
you have to
yourself.
let it go.
Yeah,
You can't hold on to that, right?
yeah,
And not forgiving that person only affects you,
exactly,
and that's why you forgive yourself.
exactly.
Yeah, yeah,
And that's what he told me, and I was like, it was one
yeah,
of the really bad times.
yeah. I can only imagine. There's a lot I don't share and talk about, and held a lot of shame around my childhood, but it took me 20, 30 years to realize why. It wasn't I didn't have a say.
No,
I was a
no,
child, right?
exactly,
So, I can say it took me a long time to let that shame go because, you know, being associated with that was shameful,
exactly.
right? But then I didn't have a choice.
Yeah,
And so I think people
exactly.
need to remember that, like, you know, if you cannot control something, if you cannot change something, you have to let it go.
You have to let it go. You have to let it go.
Wow.
And it's so hard. The teacher told me one of the things that's so hard. You can talk and you can write about somebody
Mhm,
else's life,
mhm, mhm.
but once it becomes about yours, it's gonna be hard because you don't know where to start. It took me
Yeah.
like a week every single day. Okay, where am I gonna start with my life? Where? Where? I didn't know. I didn't know. I didn't know where to start in my childhood.
Wow.
Yeah. it was hard. But there will be another episode of that.
Yes. Yes, we wanted to focus on the fact that
Yes, yes,
she empowers the people around her.
yes.
This is the month of women, and this is why I wanted to have my mother-in-law on here, because she is very inspiring, and
Thank you.
and I wanted to highlight her success and her drive, come in here and making a path for herself and her kids. Like, that really is amazing. And I really
Thank you.
hope
Thank you.
know how much you have succeeded, and how much everyone around you appreciates
you.
that.
Thank
So
you so
I
much.
thank you for sharing a part of your story.
This is not a part of
Yes,
the story.
a part of your story, and then sharing your success with the people around you, because
Thank you.
it takes an army, a village,
Yes.
right? So
Yes.
I just want to thank you. So
You're very welcome.
in
Thank you for having me.
the month of women and my birthday month,
Yes,
I wanted to
yes, and your
highlight you.
birthday
So
month.
yes, so thank you.
You're very welcome.
And thank you everyone for listening, and I hope that this helps you or helps someone. And we'll see you soon. Thank you. Bye.